Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. It's July 12th. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We're gonna look at little GME marketplace. Got released yesterday in beta. So something we've been waiting on. Pretty cool. We have a Twitter you can follow us on at Happy Money YT, as well as a Discord server. Link for that's in description. Here's a release publication. What I'm most excited about is the marketplace will expand functionality to encompass additional categories such as Web3 gaming, more creators in other Ethereum environments. Brick by brick, I think this is just the beginning of what this marketplace could potentially have, and kind of the doors it opens up. Right now, it's mostly just images, GIFs, videos, I think some music. Nothing too crazy, but I think Ryan Cohen's very linear with how he likes to release things, and I think that's what they're doing, just going one step at a time, basically. So someone already built a bot to track the revenue. Here it is. So 53,000 NFTs, 1,500 Ethereum volume, which is 1.6 million in volume transactions so far. Assuming they're making 1.25% on each transaction, that's 1.6 million they've made, or sorry, 20,000 they've made in the first 24 hours because it released yesterday about this time. So not bad. I think annualized it was like, I don't know, 4 million or something so far, or 7 million. What did I get here? Yeah, 21,365. 7 million. I don't expect it to stay around there. I'm assuming the margins on that are also very good. So yeah, kind of cool. Someone already built the bot for it. And I have a link for that on our Discord if you guys want to jump on there. I wasn't expecting much of a move from the marketplace release. The news of it coming out, yeah, buy the news, sell the rumor, that sort of thing, or buy the rumor, sell the news, rather. So I think if GME wasn't coming up into OPEX and coming into SLD period, and there wasn't this cycle that basically have obligations to roll over positions, causing bullish price action, and if none of that was the case, then the release of that marketplace, which was yesterday, would have caused a huge dump today. And the fact that it's not is pretty funny. Ryan Cohen has basically shifted events and earnings to times when he knows that they have to rally the price to maintain their short position. Like starting with this earnings, this was the first time he moved this up in a couple weeks, where before they would dump it right after earnings, but it just so happened to be in that window where they just fulfilled their obligations and they could get back to shorting it down. He moved it up knowing this full well, and basically to the layman, it looks like all the news that comes out from GameStop is causing huge price rallies and everybody loves it. So earnings, big rip. Same thing here, actually. We've had a rip after that earnings, and now the NFT marketplace release, and we're up 5%. So by no means do I think this is from retail or institutions or anything like that buying because this released. Yeah, this is from the same cycle that's been going on for over a year, which is the biggest evidence to me that there is a massive short position over many different derivatives using lots of different tools to suppress the price that they are stuck in until they are forced to close or voluntarily do, which probably isn't going to happen. So pretty hyped on this week, next week, basically end of this month into next month, maybe the first week next month, but a lot of the hype is for this next week, with the record date of the share dividend, or split dividend rather, on Monday, and then distribution starts on Friday. So if naked shorts have to close, there's speculation on that. That might be by the 18th or by end of market day on 21st. If GME just kind of grinds up like Tesla kind of did during its split, from split announcement to split date, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that would convince me that there was naked shorts that were closing or not. GME did double in price though from its announcement to its split date, but that was in a much more bullish market where money was hot and interest rates were low and people were going wild. But that said, I think we should have good price action up into the split and potentially a little drop after, depending on their obligations though. Sometimes these cycles last into the next month. Let's see, this one kind of did up into the 2nd, but really the peak was the 27th. This one 30th. This one kind of started even at the beginning of the next month. This one was at the end of the last month. This one just carried all the way through. So I'm not sure what it's going to look like in the end when we're all said and done. I am hopeful that after this split, the bullish momentum will continue because of the cheaper share price, as well as potential for the naked shorts to have closed, and that will have put us at a much higher floor, I believe. So super hyped on that. Weekly bull flag still looking very good. GME did have a nice rally today, up, I think it was up 7%, 8% at one point. Pulled back a little bit at the end there with SPY, but it really outpaced SPY today very well, is what we want to see for this SPY. If we have a SPY big bear market rally. So SPY was basically flat today. Let's see, where did it start? Right here. So came down, came up, just traded around VWAP most of the day, and GME just said no and just ripped. A subtle rip though. This looks like SLD price action to me. So figure this carries out for the until next Wednesday. If we're just looking at, I think it'd be next Wednesday. Yeah, or next Thursday. If we're just looking at yeah, it is next Thursday. That's funny. That's the time that they're gonna split after hours. So just looking at the obligations of that, we'd be bullish until at least then. Factor in everything else. GME's been hard to borrow for quite some time on all the platforms. Utilization's been at over 100% for over 100 days. The borrow fee is going up. It's continued to. It's definitely outpacing SPY, and if SPY gets a bear market rally, I think we could have another big move like we had here, but starting at 130 or so instead of 80. So that would put us pretty lofty up there, and I think this rally might be huge. On the daily, SPY here has got an inverse head and shoulders it's setting up. We still have that wedge, of course, or never mind the wedge, the RSI divergence here on the weekly. So I'm expecting whatever the CP lie is, it's going to cause the market to rally, I am assuming. But it's hard to know. Could go either way, I suppose. TA is telling me it's going to move to the upside shortly, so that's kind of where I'm getting that from. But external events can do weird things. Borrow rate on GME continues to climb, and I want to show you guys one more thing about kind of exiting and price action. So if you look here, this was 324. Let me just do it like this. You can kind of see. Can you see that? Yeah. All right. So let's go daily. So this rally right here, Ryan Cohen started buying shares. I almost thought he was buying some today. Just there was a couple big dark pool orders during the day, and just the price action. But I don't know. I haven't seen a filing yet. Maybe someone else from the inside bought today. We'll find out soon enough. But let's see this. So this is 317, 318, 320, 321. If you look at the borrow fee, it just started to go up. Yeah, so 321, it was here. So GME had already started ripping before that, really. The 317, yeah. The 322, the borrow rate was up here. And then basically for exiting options, or whatever you're playing it, the first sign was kind of this borrow fee tapering off. So it was at 27% one day, and then 27 the next day, and then 23 the next day. I think this is just an average over the day, I'm guessing. But that 23 was 329. So that was right here. That was literally the peak of that rally, was that borrow rate. The first day it basically stayed the same. Not to say it can't stutter. I mean, here was at 8% and then 6%, and then it rallied after that. I think we're seeing that right now, actually, 9%, 8%. Or no, not now, but we might still see that on this run. We might get a drop back down to 33 or 34, just like here, a little step. But it happened here pretty clearly. Borrow rate starts to flatten out. It's a good time to trim out of options, whatever you're playing. Same with here, 6.2. So it's interesting, on this rally, the borrow rate was much higher. So they were having to utilize actual GME shares, I'm assuming, for this one. because the borrow fee was up at 100%, 108%. So 6-1, 6-2. This one was a little more convoluted because it just kind of had this big consolidation up here. So that's like right here, 6-1, 6-2. 6-2 had a big rally. But as it starts to come down, you're going to see, okay, this momentum's over. I mean, it still had big moves. We're still in that move right now. And as you can see, whoa, borrow fees actually stayed elevated since then. So we had 108%, and we just basically stayed right at that 30%, 35. Came down to 31, and now we're coming back up 38. We broke that basically borrow fee that we've had for months here. These that months, like a month and a half. So I expect that borrow fee to rip back up. We're gonna have a higher borrow fee than we did on this huge rally. Not sure if we're 100% utilization that time or not, which is very bullish for this rally. XRT is on the reg show threshold. Yeah, so a lot of bullish stuff still. I think today is just kind of the beginning. Volume here on the weekly chart, we've got a nice bull flag. And then on the daily, of course, we've got increasing volume, big green over the 9 moving average. Daily MACD did cross bullish. Everything you want to see, basically, for a run rally. Could be ups and downs a little bit here and there, but I think we'll see probably 200 by the 5th of next month, I would predict. And that's me being somewhat conservative, trying to keep it temper expectations. CPLI is super bad tomorrow. SPY tanks, possible GME will come down with it. It is still kind of moving with it for now. I mean, obligations are having to be met to some extent because it did rally almost 8% today. But this sell-off at the end of the day, I mean, it did affect SPY once CNS came out, or sorry, GME, right at 3 o'clock. So as far as my positions, I actually, if you remember, I'm pretty heavy into shares actually this time. I do have options, and I actually sold out a lot of the options right here. Big engulfing candle. Why didn't sell out here? Just because everything else was still bullish. So I'll let them rip up. They're debit spreads, so this is fine actually, this move. It's just naked calls out of the money for short term. This might have been your best. They might have been more expensive here than here. But debit spreads, I just want more price action, more or less. I don't need a lot of momentum because I have a short leg on it too. But anyways, looking at the SPY though is how I decided to exit here also. So the SPY had been kind of tanking already. It already started dumping, breaking new lows, kind of flushing down on this 5 minute right here. So it broke that low, that support from the day, and I thought, well, GME, it follows it somewhat today, so I'll just exit out of those, and I could probably re-enter today or tomorrow. So I re-entered some today. Those options though, I was only up a little bit on, because if you remember, I bought those options I think on this day. So I bought into a lot of premium. One of these days there was a lot of premium, and then last 2 days they've lost a lot of value. So just today they just came back break even and then gained a little bit of value, and so I sold them up just a little bit. Not crazy big moves, but yeah, I got a little bit of exposure then on GME for right around here, right around VWAP. I figured it'd probably be able to hold that. And so let's see what I get. I closed out of the ones that expire next Friday and the ones that expire the 29th. So the 22nd, 29th I closed out of. Actually, all of my non-crazy plays, the only ones I kept were the 550, 560 call debit spreads, and these 490, 500s that expire on Friday. 550, 560s don't expire till January. And then I got back into the premiums. Didn't come down a whole lot, honestly, with that move, but I wanted to get back in just in case after hours we hear filing, RC buying in, could cause some after hours action. Any of these days there could be after hours moves, so I want to have some good exposure overnight, even though GME typically never moves after hours unless there is news. You know what I mean? If there's news that moves it one way or another, but other stocks sometimes they'll move more after hours, just whatever, but not GME. So typically it's better. You can usually get a better deal in the morning, but during the next, I'd say 3 weeks, I'm gonna probably try and keep exposure after hours. So I got 160, 210 call debit spreads. These are for next Friday. Pretty short term. looking for over 210 for max profit on those, and then scaled it up a little bit for a little more price action by the Friday after the 20. Let's see, the 20. Oh no, that's August 5th. Oh, those are 29th. Okay. Yeah, 17 days. Sorry, 20. These are July 29th, so I don't have anything for next Friday at this point. Just safer. I can always sell these tomorrow if we have a big rally. I would have captured more gains if I got them weeklies, but it's safer to have more time. So got these for end of July and these for the 5th of August. Tomorrow I'll probably scale in more, depending on how it looks. If CPI comes out, CPI, and it dips quite a bit, I'll wait, because this run could definitely ebb and flow for a bit. But just trying to buy the dip basically on it and capturing and selling some on the rips, I think more or less will be a good way to play it. So 165, 220, and so both these are max gain of like 10 grand, but that's with a lot of price action for sure. And then of course these shares on here we've got, and some other bullish Tesla plays we have for this bear market rally. My margin shares, very glad I switched out of cash secured puts and went straight to shares, because these are up 4,800 now. If I had cash secured puts, I would not be up that. And then the shares on here are up 800 just on Webull. So rolling a lot more shares this time around. Yeah, what I say, like buying and selling kind of on the rips, kind of like here as you see, like nice 2-day move, really that's all it is, and then you sold, and then, I mean, of course hindsight, but then this is another nice move. So I don't think it's gonna play out like this. I think it'll be more of a bullish run, but this was pretty unordinary, where it's just a 10-day of green candles where you could have just bought here and just held all the way through. You know, sometimes we get stuff like this where it's like, oh, this is a good one, that's a good one. You'd want to sell here and reposition somewhere here. This one is kind of just one move. Same with here, really, like buy here. I mean, you could have even sold and rebought here. That'd be hard to really predict though, or just hold through the whole thing. This one too, back in February. You wouldn't want to hold through all that necessarily. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, once we start getting into these higher prices and we start getting more volatility, it'll be probably easier to see, okay, it's going to break through, we're going to keep going, we're going to see, you know, 350, 400 new all-time highs, whatever, or they're going to stop us at these critical points, which are, it's pretty obvious when they do. They halt it, they halt the options, they do all sorts of weird stuff, short it down heavy. But it'll only take one of those times where they do that, shake people out, and then just rips and keeps going. So not to say it'll always do that, but so far that's what we've seen. Here, this last time it was, what, 190, 200? We had some kind of action. I think they halted something around here, 148, 150, I can't remember. But this will be a big line once we break that kind of 145 area out of that bull flag. And then, yeah, before, of course, like we had 250, 200 was a zone. And of course 350, 300's been a spot. So just kind of watching all those supports and just seeing the RSI. MACD is bullish on the daily though. What can you say? All right, I'll see you guys on Discord. Peace out.